Hi, a very good evening to all of you. Today we are going to discuss a very recent academic task one. Here I can show you a layout of Southwest Airport at present and how it would look after development in just a year, in next year. So this is a comparison of present and future. So you have two pictures here. The first picture shows the layout of the airport at present. And the second picture shows the layout after redevelopment, after development. So what can we see here? We do have, definitely we can say that there are, when we compare both, we'll be having more changes there, more positive changes there in the second picture when compared to the first picture. So what things? So we are comparing at present and after development. So what are the things there are there at present? So you have the keys here and you have the layout there. The first is, you can see the departure, you can see the check-in here, you can see a cafe here, you can see passport control, security, and you have a walk away. Then we have the gates from 1 to 8. Okay, so this is the picture here, and this is the entry and exit gates. And when you are coming out of the plane, you come and cross the passport control and customs, and then you just come out of the arrival. So this is what we are doing at present. Those who are departing, they do have facilities of a facility of cafe. That's only thing, refreshment we have there in the departure area. Now we do have here the keys. Please have a look at the keys here. The first is the gates. The gates are represented here. The second is the walkway. The walkway is represented here. Now, next is the cafe. Cafe is here. And the check-in here is the check-in. So all these things are very clear to you. And when you present it based on the directions, so if you are presenting it based on the directions towards the left, right, and all these things, this will be okay. If you have to use it, you have to use it properly. Now after development, what happens after development is that when you can, the biggest change you have a number of gates. You know that there were only 8 gates there at night. Now we have only 8 gates, and when in the next year, when this airport starts functioning, is expected to start functioning with 18 gates. Now we have at the departure, we do have some changes. We have 2 gates here, departure gates. We have a cafe. The cafe was here. Now it would be there towards very next to the entrance, left side of the entrance. And we have a baggage counter here instead of the check-in counter. And the check-in counter will be moved towards this side. It was there. Now we can say the other changes are some shops and what we call is called a ski train there. So we have 2 other developments here. Now when we come out of the airplanes, when you have to cross the passport control and customs, so you have refreshment here, the cafes there, you have ATM there, we do have a cafe, no, a car hire here. So these are the other developments, other changes which you can see here at the arrival terminal. So that's all about the thing. Now we are going to take care of the tense here. Now this, the first, when we divide this to first paragraph and second paragraph, and when we compare, you have to say this thing in the present tense, and we have to use some particular vocabulary here in what we are expected to see the next year. So this is what is very crucial in presenting these types of pictures. So let us see there in the introduction, what is the picture and what is it about? What is the picture? The picture is the plans. It's the plans. A portrait, so it means to picturize the present layout. This is the present layout of the Southwest Airport, and the way it would look next year, how it would be looking next year, that is given here. Now when we see the overall, it is obvious that the airport is expected to transform dramatically. So just in a period of 1 year, more operations will be there, and that's evidenced by more number of gates, more number of facilities there. We do have the introduction of ski train, commercial establishments, all these things are there. So definitely we can say that within a year, tremendous changes will be there in the airport, in the South West Airport. At present, now what you can see at present, it's obvious that there are 8 gates for entry and exit. So you have 3 here, 3 here, 2 here. So 8 gates for entry and exit. At the departure terminal, the check-in counter is located at the left-hand side, and a cafe is there opposite to it. Okay, you can say the check-in counter on the left-hand side, a cafe is there on the opposite side. Now, there is a passport control unit and security check for those who depart and embark flights. So those who have to embark flight, those who are going to the to board the flight, they have to cross the passport control and security check. So it's just next to that area that we can say, and present it in a better way if you want to. Those who disembark and walk into the passport control. So this is a walking to the passport control and check in security check, no customs clearance, and they can go out of the airport. So now this is a simple thing that we don't have any complex things there, but when after redevelopment we have 10 more gates. Already we have 8 plus 10, so 18. The check-in counter would be relocated towards the right. So the check-in counter here, the departure, the check-in counter is relocated to the right. And the cafe is said to be moved immediately to the left of the entrance of the departure terminal. So cafe is to be moved here immediately next left to the next departure. Okay, so what we can see is that when at the departure, when we enter through the departure, this is the first establishment what we can see here. In next year, in the coming year, what we expect is that a cafe is the next left, the first left of the departure gate, and we have these things change and these things change, and there is a reshuffle there. The baggage drop is planned at the place where the check-in counter exists now. The check-in counter is existing here. So at that place, the baggage drop will be there. And the check-in counter, it is there opposite to this. Opposite to this. The 2 new development planned inside the airport are the introduction of shops and the SkyTrain service. Now shops and SkyTrain service are the 2 new introduction. Okay, at the arrival, an ATM, a cafe, and a car hire expected to come. So we do have ATM, a cafe, and a car hire at the arrival gate. So this is the expected change next year. So this is what we can see here. So we do have a lot of changes in just a matter of just a period of a year. and that's what we can say picturize this thing. So we did paragraph these things into two: what is happening at now, at present, and what is there, what would be there in the future. So be very careful in presenting this thing. So I would show the vocabulary. There would be 10 more gates, would be relocated, is said to be moved, then is planned, two developments planned inside the airport. So at the arrival, car are expected to come. These types of presentation. So we are not sure what is going to happen. So would come, said to become, planned, expected. All these things shows a greater probability which is going to happen in the next year. So we have not used the word will there. It will be there. It will be changed to. I have not used that just because it is a higher rate of possibility. So we use the word would, expected to, anticipated. All these things we can use, projected. All these things we can use. So these types of vocabulary are very important when we present something in future: expected to, projected to, predicted, anticipated, would, set to, schedule to, planned. All these things can do the work there in the second paragraph. Whereas at present, we will be going ahead with what we can see at present. So this is what the change here. Thank you.